day, and if you are consistent and you keep coming every month and you keep implementing what you learn, because you see all these things that we're talking about, there's nothing new. Life of a billionaire, we're talking about savers. We've heard about this over and over and over again. But the reason why we keep repeating it in different forms, different topics, is because a lot of people are not doing it. And if we don't use the medicine, we cannot get well. Let me share a story with you real quick. I had a friend that she goes to the US for her yearly medical checkup. And there was a year she told me they told her high blood pressure was going through the roof and they had to add another medication to the one she was using. 2, 3 times a day. Your blood pressure will go down. So when she came back, I got moringa seed for her. She started using it consistently. When she went back the next year to do the checkup, the doctor asked her, "What did you use?" Because the medication I gave you cannot do this. What did you use? The medication I gave you cannot crush your blood pressure down like this. So he went ahead and took her off the medication he added and said, "Look, if you can continue with what you're doing, when you come back next year, I'll completely take you off the blood pressure medication. Completely." Did she continue? No. We are saying, hey, the story about us now. We know that the savers will give us the life we desire. And some of us, we start. We are consistent. We do it, oh. We are getting the result, oh. I'm calmer. I have more peace. My money is growing. My health is better. Then we stop. Why do you think we stop? Can anybody tell me? I'm sorry? Okay, please. Can you tell me why we stop the working formula? We are complacent. Can anybody else give me a reason why we stop the working formula? We feel it's too simple. Can anybody else tell me? We are comfortable. Can anybody else tell me why we stop? I'm sorry? We are contented. Can you go to the back? I can't hear you, sir. Okay, because we got the results, so we stop. You know that thing, I don't understand it. Why would we stop when we get the results? Isn't that proof that this thing is working and we should continue? Do we ask ourselves that question? A lot of us, we start, you had mutual fund. Dr. Habib talked about it over 10 years ago. You now started. You were excited. The money was growing. You were happy. All of a sudden, it's like, yeah, no. And now when you go back to that mutual fund, you don't have anything there. And you see the history that you started in 2015. You know there was a time in Nigeria that treasury bill was 28%. You see, I think the reason why a lot of us stop doing what works is lack of discipline. We're not disciplined. We're not committed. We're not consistent. It is lack of self-love. It is lack of self-respect. It is lack of self-prioritization. You're not prioritizing yourself. And then if we ask everybody in the audience, do you love yourself? I love myself. Oh. The things we do, a lot of times shows lack of self-love. If you've been hearing about the savers, now we're talking about the life of a billionaire. Nǹkan tá à ń sọ nú ẹ̀ náà nìyẹn. Nothing else, nothing new. Wake up early. Wake up while everybody is sleeping to prepare your life. They are saying that in the early morning, this 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. is when 80% of the success is achieved. 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., 80% of the success is achieved. Shouldn't that make us, compel us to make sure that we're doing the savers? Because if they are saying between 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., 80% is achieved, that means that they are telling us that for the rest of the day, it's only 20% that you achieve. And these things are simple. They're very simple and straightforward. But we don't do it. I think practicing savers is a show of self-love and self-prioritization. I want you to put yourself first this year. Be a bit selfish with yourself. It's not really selfishness when you put yourself first. It's actually wisdom. A person who is centered becomes unshakable. And what centers you, what makes you balanced, is that savers you practice between 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. You will stand gidigba after savers. Big young bagbarani. You know, you wake up in the morning, you affirm, you meditate, you read. Whatever comes throughout the day does not affect you because you've immuned yourself to the troubles of life. A drained person cannot uplift others. If you don't do savers in the morning, you wake up drained. Your mind will be confused. There won't be any clarity. You will be trying to catch up through the day because you have not laid the foundation that is required. Discipline is the highest form of self-respect. Discipline is the most powerful form of self-love. Discipline is what makes you practice the savers consistently on a daily basis. Because if you do it, you will get the results. It is suicidal to be getting the result. And it's simple and straightforward. Savers is SAVERS. The first S is silence. Affirmation is repeating empowering statements, which rewires your brain for success and confidence. It's like you are reprogramming your brain. You know that a lot of us, our foundation, our upbringing, there's so many programming that has been done into our brain that are not positive. It is affirmation that makes you rewire it. You keep saying, please, whose phone is going off? Can we please don't do that? I'm sure a lot of us have series of affirmation. You're supposed to have affirmation for different areas of your life. For your wealth, health, your love relationship, your family, your social life, for your career. Different affirmations that we're supposed to write daily. Abby, we write it daily. I do my affirmations in 3 ways. I write it, I say it, and I listen to it. I record my affirmation on my phone. in my voice. And when I'm going for exercise, I put my headphone on and I listen to it. And I say it. You have to say it. For it to be effective, try to do all three. Don't just write it. That writing is compulsory. And you know what affirmation does when you are writing it? Can somebody tell me, what does affirmation do for you in the morning when you are writing it? Can somebody tell me? It gives you positive energy. Thank you so much. Can somebody else tell me? I'm sorry? You boost your confidence. Can somebody else tell me? It gives you direction. Positive energy, boost confidence, direction. Kí ló tà ṣe kí wọ́n ṣe? It makes me feel so good. It makes me feel so happy. Serotonin is released when I'm writing my affirmations in the morning. As if all those things that I'm saying has already been achieved. One of my affirmations is I live a life of ease and pleasure. I normalize luxury in my life. I normalize luxury in my life. It will get to a stage in your life. You will start to do some things that will be normal. And then people will come into your space and say, because for the longest time, I've been saying that. I normalize luxury in my life. We went for vacation in last December with my children, and they came to meet me there. So when they got to the hotel, they were like, mommy, you didn't tell us this hotel is this nice. You didn't tell us this food is this skinny corn. And normal you would have been posting on the family group. My son, my children and my husband, just us. All the things that you are doing. I said, because now I've normalized luxury in my life. It's no more freaking me. This is the normal way of life. And it's affirmation that makes those things happen to you. Unconsciously, you won't even know. I didn't know I had stopped doing that until they mentioned it. I said, it's now normal. You want a life of ease and pleasure. You say it with conviction and belief. And before you know it, that is how your life will start playing out. Affirmation is so powerful. It's too powerful. I can remember the first time Dr. Habib talked about it. I can never forget. He said, don't believe me. Just go and try it. He said, the power of affirmation, don't believe me. Go and try it. Abi? Tó bá ní tó bá fẹ́ fún Hausa lógún, á ní ṣó ṣe é rí ṣó ti lórí. It's when you try it that you know the power of it. And it's not just you're just writing words. You are rewiring your brain to believe those things you're writing. Affirmation. V is visualization. We're all supposed to have a vision board. Vision board in your room with pictorial representation of how you want your life to be. This last December, I was going through my goals for the year. One of my goals for last year was to go for a cruise. So December, I was thinking, this cruise thing did not happen this year. And then my children came on the 29th of December and said, Mommy, for your birthday, we're taking you for a cruise, which was next day. But you know, for the longest time, I've had a pictorial representation of a woman on the deck of a ship going for a cruise on my vision board for the longest time. Of course, when I got on the cruise, I replicated it with myself in it. For the longest time on my vision board, there was this Virgin Atlantic advertisement I saw in a magazine. In that magazine, they wrote, I can never forget that woman's name. Her name is Priya. I think she's India. They said, Priya goes for business trip, uses economy to go for business trip. That is economic class on the plane. But now, She's using business class to go for vacation. Of course, I cancelled Priya's name, put my name, put it on vision board. And when I walk through business class, when I'm going on the plane in time past, I don't look at them and mawoloju like most people usually do. You know how people do? You cannot look. You cannot despise what you want to achieve. It will not come. Most of the time, when people are passing through business class, they are annoyed with the people in business class. Why? Me, I'm not annoyed though. And I used to pass through there, I will be like, I'm coming to join you guys. I'm on my way. Visualization is so powerful. Imagining, you are visualizing, you are happy. As I'm talking, you are so happy. Nobody is going to bill you for imagining things or visualizing things. But the problem is, our imagination is so small. A friend of mine shared an Instagram post with me this morning. One woman was saying, well, imagine some people are buying lace for 3.5 million. What kind of lace? Would it take you to heaven? What kind of waste of money is that? And you know what I told her? I said, look, if somebody buys lace for 3.5, DN, you know what I mean? Yeah? I said, do you know that 3.5 is like 35,000 to some people? It's like 35,000 to some people. Some people give 5 million naira out as dash. So if I can give 5 million naira out as dash, why would I not buy 3.5 lace? I said, we need to stop having a poverty mentality. It is a poverty mentality when you see things and you despise it. I'm not saying be wasteful. But if I'm going to buy a 3.5 million naira lace, I'll probably have done 350 million in charity. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we should stop seeing all this small money as big money. Alone 3.5. And it starts with you seeing yourself there. You might not be there yet, but visualize yourself there. At the top, amongst the 1% of the 1%, doing those things effortlessly, with ease and pleasure. You should all have vision boards, though. And every area of your life that you're trying to represent should be on your vision board. Even your love relationship, your parenting vision. Do we understand? All these things are achievable. Do you think life is tough? Can anybody answer that question for me? Do we think life is hard? Can anybody answer? Do you think life is hard? Why do you think life is not hard? It's your mindset. Let me tell you something. If you are easy on yourself, life will be hard on you. You don't do savers. You don't save money. You don't personal develop. You don't exercise. Life will be hard on you. It will be tough. But if you're hard on yourself, life will be easy on you. It is hard to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, no? Is it not hard? But after a while, your body will automatically wake up before your alarm goes off. Because it's used to it. It's used to that billionaire life for yourself. Life will be hard on you. It will be hard. You're not visual. It will be hard though, because everything that is happening around you would affect you. The price of rice will affect you. The price of beans will affect you. There was an interview I saw, one of the choir boys. They were asking him, "Do you know the price of petrol?" He said, "No, I don't know. I had somebody, and it was just crazy, and people were abusing him. Why would you know the price of petrol?" He said, "Oh, Lord, what is the level to get pay? You know, and the poor people in this comment section, they were abusing him. You see, your father that sports Nigeria, it is Guinea. It will get to a stage you will not know the price of fuel. I get to the fuel station, I just say fill up. It is when it comes down that I see. Like, 68K, Loman file, what is 57, Kilon Shele, what wale. Don't ask how much it is. It is not being wasteful. It is just a stage in life. Everything is in phases. There's a time you'll be measuring everything. After a while, you won't measure because the money is there. But it is these things that will make the money come. It is these things that will give us a life of ease and pleasure. Man, I want a life of ease and pleasure. I don't know about you. That we will normalize luxury. We will not know the price of fuel. Kokowa, I shall fuel tank. A fuel tank generator, a fuel tank motor. You know, just do it. Because the money will be there. It is when you are penny pinching that you know, hey, you know. And all these things prevent us from doing all that. E for exercise. Mrs. Adetunji already spoke about exercise. Physical activity boosts your energy. It enhances your mood. It sharpens your mental clarity. All these things sharpens your mental clarity. Meditation does that. Affirmation does that. Visualization does that. Exercise does that. I usually tell people, they'll say, "I'm too tired to exercise." I'm like, that is the reason why you should exercise. Because what it does is, you oxygenate your cells and gives you energy. So you being tired is not an excuse. It is the more reason why you should do it. And some people say, "I've gone to work since morning, Jerry, I'm tired." Stress and exercising are two different things. And they get two different results. Exercise should be a way of life. It should be a way of life. Your body will complain. When you wake up in the morning, your knees will greet you first before your wife greets you. Yeah. Because if you don't exercise, it will not be flexible. It starts to hurt. Oh, mama, so your back will start to hurt. And then, you know, life will not be a life of ease anymore. When you're constantly in pain, life can't be a life of ease with pain. I was just telling Mrs. Adetunji, in my kitchen, I don't know what happened. There's a bone of the fish entered my foot, you know, and it hurts. And I'm like, you know, we take so much for granted. Now, I'm focusing on that pain because as I'm standing here, it's paining me. But when you have good health, you don't think about anything. Life is easy. But when you wake up, your neck is hurting, your back is hurting. I say, you know? And all it takes is 30 to 45 minutes of exercise daily. We have 24 hours. Why can't we spend 1 hour to make sure that we're fine? R is for reading. All this seminar is from 2 books. Miracle Morning and 5 a.m. Club. What's it on? 2 books. Everything you need, somebody has already written about it. Read and implement. Do I have any of my Gen Zs in the house? Can I see your hands up? My Gen Zs. Hi, guys. I have a mentoring group. Last month, I removed how many people? 33, because they were not reading. More young one. Because we have a book a month. So we're supposed to do the preview of the book at the last Sunday of every month. We have a conversation every Sunday. I started to remove them. Because the strength of your group is the weakest link. If you like, have 7 strong people and 3 weak people. Those 3 weak people are the strength of the group. So it is not acceptable in my group for you not to read. I will remove you. If we start doing that in 110, I think everybody, when you're forced to lie, we have to read. You are stuck by what you know. And what you know is the more I read, the more I realize there's so much I don't know. So what about people that don't read? And I now found out that there's some places you read that it will seem as if they opened your head and poured the book inside. On the plane, the assimilation is so high. I went to a spa in Houston. They had this room called the oxygen room. I sat in there because they had different kind of. My daughter came 2 hours later. I said, "Mom, you're still here?" I was reading. She let one die when you're similarly. Because the room was oxygenated. When I was on the cruise, my children were kayaking. I was on the deck, on the balcony reading. You will get to a stage in your life. You will travel and you will not shop. You will not be buying things. When I go to Dubai for the International Women's Leadership Conference, I call it a reading vacation. I go there to read. I go for the conference and I read. I don't shop. I take a World Museum. It's an investment vacation, a reading vacation, and a knowledge vacation. You will start to, it will be as if the hours are not enough for you to read. Because the more you know, the more confidence you have. You walk into the room as if you know everything. Olayinka and I, when we were at that conference last year, and they were talking about savers and everything, and he was looking around. Olayinka, because savers to us is normal. It's not a big deal. But there were so many people in that room that were hearing it for the first time. So these things that they give us for free, that we do here, the knowledge we have, we cannot quantify it. It's when you are talking to other people that you're like, I'm really human, because we are reading constantly daily. And don't read useless books. There's some books you can graduate from. There's some books you're going to read over and over and over again before you get the meat in the pie. Dr. Habib told us he read Think and Grow Rich 72 times. 72.